Hello! Welcome back to Falcon Blues TV.
You alright? Fucking hell. Weird being this side of the camera, mate. I haven't been here for a while. Help.
Yeah, nice
a
though.
long time since I've been on. You've been too busy doing lists and shit like that, so it's just kept it. You've kept it going. You kept us busy at least.
A few more added to need to go on to that as well.
To be honest with you, the way the last few weeks have gone, which you've all seen, you all know about it, I've not really been wanting to get anywhere near behind the camera.
But I'm Aldi as well, to be fair.
Not since, what was it, the Brentford game, wasn't it? And I think I did my last video there before I was going on Aldi. I know it was only a couple of weeks, like, but a lot's happened in that fortnight, like 3 weeks, which has been well documented.
Dave was flying in the air when the Palace game was going on, which just sounds like a nightmare.
Oh,
not no one, and then.
Well,
did you try and get data?
I got internet for like yeah, I think I paid like £7 for it, but I didn't get it until like the last 45 minutes, an hour before I was due to land, because there was no point. Okay. So I managed to get the team news, and I just looked at the team news and I went, oh, for fuck's sake. I couldn't get any pictures from
at least you didn't
WhatsApp.
Get like the first half result. You know what I mean?
No,
you didn't see what it was 2-0.
I got that shit when I fucking landed. It was 2-0. I thought,
really?
Yeah, Burnley were winning. It was 2-0. Bang on half time. Yeah. And all like messages come through saying we're done, we are toast. You know what I mean?
Some guy who sat behind us, who doesn't normally sit behind us in our season ticket seats, right, and he was nearly crying at half time. On full time, he was celebrating, but he was like headbutting me. Like, the one thing I'm not gonna miss is sometimes I've felt a bit done in after celebrations like you.
Yeah.
Burnley was havoc. Some kid just turns up, snapped a chair, and me and Wilson were like, I swear I've just took 3 digs, and he goes, I know. And I was like, the next day I was like, oh. But it's just havoc, innit? But yeah. Here we are, eh? New fixtures.
I know, yeah, and now we're thankfully back in the Premier League, and still in the Premier League, and first fixtures are out today. Chelsea at home. It's going to be a 5:30 kick-off, as it seems.
Sam Chris is on holiday. He's getting back at 1. So you can still go.
Happy days. That's it.
Works out well.
I know a couple of lads who were meant to be going to Turkey. Then they've all checked all the fixtures and everything. They're all alright.
Yeah, I've seen a few people moaning about the kick-off time, but I think this is just something we're going to have to get used to. They've already tried to trial the 8:45 kick-off on a Saturday night. Yeah. There's that many broadcasters they're going to show fixtures at that time.
Well, aren't the shout the night before?
I think Arsenal and Bournemouth were the first game on a Friday.
Is it that? I thought it was the Shite Palace. That must have been something I was reading before. I haven't looked into their fixtures, but yeah, there's a Friday night game, and then the opening fixtures, which just seems really weird. When I play all of them at once, you do it the last day of the season.
Do you like Friday night games? I don't mind them.
If I can get pissed, yeah. Get on the cans and whatever.
I'm sold.
Right. Yeah.
But Chelsea,
which is why I probably wouldn't have been so bad in the Championship, because we'd end up playing fucking Friday night, Monday nights and stuff like that, doing proper like night games and stuff. But not that I wanted it. I'm just saying, as a.
Oh no! Listen,
as somebody who likes to have a drink when the match is on.
Let's just be honest now. On them away coaches, there was conversations going like at some point, like after Burnley, it was like, well, at least we could maybe visit some grounds that we've never been to, and like it was like, you would try and think about it, and then it was just like, no, it's gonna be shit. It's gonna be terrible. But thankfully, we're still here.
There was no one was getting in those boozers around these new grounds. But anyway, so Chelsea at home, and we said with that R5 kick-off, that's an opportunity to welcome in. It's going to be another. I think it's going to be another coach.
A big game.
I think we just got to pick and choose our moments, haven't we? So it's going to be,
you don't overkill it.
Chelsea, United, Arsenal, City, Red Shite, whoever. But you know what I mean. It's not. I think it just depends on how the team is, really, and how the team.
Depends how we're getting on at the end of the season as well.
It's going to be absolutely fucking exhausting. The last 3 months, the last 3 months, mate, have been physically draining.
I know, and I said that we were all wanting this season to end, but now I'm bored. On the weekends, I'm proper like, I've took overtime. I've bought a new game on the PlayStation that I've played about once. I just want it back now. And to be fair, we've beat Chelsea on the last few seasons. Now that doesn't mean anything, but let's try and keep it going. If we've got a win on the first day, that would be a nice.
There was another one that we haven't lost. The opening day of the season since 2011, so that's another record to keep going. You know what I mean?
No, that one.
Yeah, I only read it this afternoon myself. I wasn't sure.
Who did we lose to in 2011?
Arsenal.
Put that in. Or was it?
Oh no. No, Arsenal was before that, wasn't it? Because I remember we beat United that was like 16 years ago.
On was it a Monday night? Remember it was Moyes' last season, and we beat them 1-0. Fellaini scored. I remember drawing with Norwich on Roberto's first game because Ross Barkley scored a worldie. Yeah. Yeah, I can remember all the home ones. I remember losing to Blackburn on the opening game once.
Did we lose to Norwich on the opening day of the season?
No, we drew with them 2-2.
When did Van Wolfswinkel score?
That was the 2-2 game.
Was that 2-0?
Yeah,
I thought we lost
that was Roberto Martinez first.
Right,
game.
okay, sorry.
They took the lead. Ross Barkley equalised. We scored again. It was Coleman, and then they equalised. I don't know why I remember this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like the Goodwill Hunting for old Everton. But you know, like 2 seasons ago, I can't remember it this way.
I couldn't even tell you after.
I think it's because you don't want to. You know
I couldn't
what
tell you after the results of last season because I just couldn't be asked.
Tackles and everything, and like hitting bars and stuff against certain games. It's like when I see Goodwill Hunting now, I go, that's me, but just Everton. I wish I could find like an old school and try and do Everton equations.
Yeah, I mean, there's goals like McFadden's.
Yeah, but then if that happens, if we did the Everton Will Hunting, at one point you'd have to come to me and be like, best part of my day is when I think you're not showing up. And I'd be like, oh, fuck that, Dave, I'm not going nowhere, me, you know. You're stuck with me. I'm not going to get off on train looking for Mini Driver. I'm watching that tonight, you know, it's a good film.
Let us know. The result. And yeah, that's
let us know what you think of Goodwill Hunting.
So yeah, Goodwill Hunting tonight, and then go and check on all those results and all the games before 2010, 2011. Also,
and then it's Villa away next, which is
it's two. It was it 1 home game, 2 away games, back to home game.
October's terrible for away games, by the way.
Yeah, well, it was weird because I was looking at the fixtures and like. All the fixtures I was looking at were in orange. I was like, there just seems to be loads of away games, but I think it's just all bunched together.
Yeah, they
but
are.
But the home games are very sparse because then you've got that break in November for the World Cup, and then we've got Wolves on Boxing Day at home, which is great. I made up with
we're at home. The home first game, Boxing Day, New Year's, and the last game I think the season we're at home maybe.
Is it City at home on New Year? No, it's City away on New Year.
Someone text me saying that.
Let's have a look. I haven't looked at it. I've looked at it this morning. And I've been a busy boy.
Let us know in the comments, please.
Yeah, keep
some people always help out with that.
Keep
we appreciate
us updated, you know.
Yeah.
And if you want to be a journo for Falcon Blues TV.
Yeah, because all the legitimate journalists have been put on the list.
Yeah, just you're running out of pages.
I'm not, you know. I've got loads more. Coming up to Mr. 100, right? And you know who Mr. 100 is because I met them at the races and we're saving that.
Yeah,
I've been savouring that one for a while.
Are you keeping that video as well to go with it?
Yeah. We're going to have to add to it and explain what happened. Yeah. Because we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about it.
It's to be continued, that one. It's good though.
Also, the other stuff, it's a Beetle. Bye, Paul.
See you later, John.
There's talk of a takeover.
Yeah. Peter Kenyon heading it. And I know people are saying, oh, Peter Kenyon's this, he's that. He was the chief executive at United.
Man, mate, he knows his stuff.
He knows how to run a football club.
I think
Chelsea,
a lot
United.
I think a lot of people are just more concerned that it's with more of them Yanks, as the well known round these parts. I
hate to say it, but if the other lot over the road, they've done a decent job, haven't they? Really, when you look
at it. That's it. I mean, it's
people moan about the Glazers all the time. I know Gary Neville says it, but all I ever see them do is spend money.
Spend money, yeah.
Now I don't know the infrastructure, and I don't know the money they're taking out. So fair enough. Gillette Next was where the bad reputation come, really.
Yeah.
Those heroes.
but then that's, you know, I think that's where it leaves a sour taste in the mouth, like you say. It was.
But I think if you're going in with Peter Kenyon, Everton's a really good prospect to play at the minute. They've got a state-of-the-art training ground, new stadium coming.
That's it. I mean, the infrastructure is coming into the club, the ground's there, the training, as you say, and it's all going to be about what happens, whether it's going to be now, whether it's going to be down the line. And, you know, if they're looking at a value of around 500 million for Everton before the new stadium, I think that's on Mashiri. We talked about this morning. We said, like, well, maybe does he hold out for 2 years till the ground's built, then sell and
more money, wouldn't it?
And go for $1 billion? Or does he cut his losses now? That stops his potential money washing with Usmanov as it seems, you know what I mean? There's more to it than with Usmanov being a part of the club. Mashiri probably doesn't even seem like the owner. No, we've known that we've known there's strings being pulled in the back all the time, and then it's been like, well,
allegedly.
Yeah. But then because of that, is Mashiri just like, oh, well, I'm not asked. I was just here. I'm just far hard from accounts.
Because his nephew was on the board for a bit, wasn't he? And then he got into some legal trouble. But do you think maybe because Usmanov's now gone, this year, he's like, I'm not as interested now, and I've not got that.
That's what I'm trying to say. Whether it was a case of like, well, I'm actually not juggling my money, I'm juggling other people's money. Yeah.
It was like having a guarantor sort of behind him, wasn't it?
It was like a weird sugar daddy thing. but that's what I mean. So it's like, well, does he then go, okay, well, I'll sell now, take $500 million, or I'll wait 2 years until the ground is built and go for the $1 billion. But then if that's the case, then he's got to say, okay, well, if you're going to sell for $500 million, you've got to guarantee that ground is going to go in. So it's still going to cost these new.
Well, they're going to have to pay a lot.
It's going to cost them close to $1 billion anyway.
But if you're a prospective buyer and you want to buy a Premier League club, and you're looking at these, oh, stadiums going this and that, maybe the money that they pay could end up being a bargain in 5 years' time.
Yeah,
like
that's it. So, I mean, if things go well on the pitch and everything, that's the thing. So
we'll see what happens.
It's all about Mercedes' attitude to it.
I know that they've announced that they've signed an exclusive deal to be like, no one else can speak to them apart from them at this point. Which I
think that's only a 30-day thing. That's not like a...
Yeah, because you've got to show that you've got the funds to do it and stuff and all that. Because this is the sad thing, is that what we've been saying in our chat group is that, like, we don't want this to ruin our summer plans of transfers. Because you can't really sign and sell players if you don't know who's going to be the owner.
If you're having to do due diligence, I hate saying due diligence. I hate saying that word. If you're having to do that whilst trying to manage expectations of the new manager, the director of football, and the rest of the board, whilst at the same time speaking to someone else who's in your ears, like, are you selling yet? Are you selling yet? So, well, what are you giving me?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Yeah, are you going to take the club? But what are you offering him now? Yeah. We're trying to do this, and normally we're pushing, you're pulling. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's got to be an even keel in the end where it says, like, okay, we are going down this route, and because of this, we are now being able to give Frank Lampard and the director of football, well, we're going to give you this amount of money to go and deal with. And
normally, when something like this happens, sometimes the managers can go, ooh, they might come in and want someone new. I think if this happened, Peter Kenyon's mates with them, so I think he wouldn't do that.
That would happen.
That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't normally happen like that. But
if he's not looking to sell, and then he thinks he's going to decide to sell over the course of the season, is he going to be willing to give Lampard any money to spend during this transfer window?
That's it.
But do you know what I mean? There's got to be those kind of assurances, hasn't it? But it could be just going, well, listen, no, I'm selling.
Yeah.
So we've got to have that kind of assurance.
And if you're selling the club, if you're looking to sell it, which it seems like it kind of is, if he's entertaining these offers, if you're selling the club, you're not going to want to spend millions on transfers.
This is what I'm saying. What I mean? So if he's going to be saying that, I say, well, I actually want the return on what I've given back to the club this season.
And let's be honest, whether you like him or not, he has pumped on in a lot of money.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, he's put his money where his mouth is.
He's not spent it well, but that's maybe not been down to him sometimes, and he's made bad decisions. And at the end of the day, if we did get sold, would anyone argue?
No,
I wouldn't mind seeing a fresh.
There'll be a whole new regime. I don't think Kenyon is one to say for sentiment.
No, he's not. I think we need a bit of that.
And you'll see a lot of them go. You might even see them just go on the basis of, well, listen, you haven't asked me to go, but I don't want to work under you. So
yeah, and sort of thing. And I don't know about you, Dave, but at this point, I'm just like, I'm sick of being nice Everton. I'd rather have ruthless bastards in charge who will make us successful. Yeah. Or at least attempt to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sound all the political stuff like that, with all the things that, you know, the people who are involved in the purchase of the thing you were all in with Farage and stuff like that. I don't want to get into that. But you know what I mean? I see what you're saying.
You're trying to keep politics
you still want a ruthless Arlas who's actually who's actually thinking, well, listen,
that announce about him and knows how the Premier League works and that, and he's done it.
That's it. I mean, and he's also involved with Paris Saint-Germain, the takeover at PSG, the takeover at Wolves, failed in an attempt at Newcastle. Got a couple of seasons ago, I believe. So, you know, but we're talking about Peter Kenyon, who's been there and done it with two of the biggest clubs in England, in Chelsea and United. You know, the two of the well, not now, but the richest clubs at the time.
People always give him a lot of stick to me when he left Man United when Abramovich came in, and then they were like, oh, he went for the money. But then again, look at the job he did. I know it's the players who are there, but he's helped facilitate that, and he's done a lot about it. So he's got the pedigree, and we've always. What I've seen from a lot of campaigns, I'm not naming anyone in particular, but they always say, oh, we're not making right decisions on the board, business decisions. He would.
Yeah.
You know, he's someone that would hire people and stuff like that, so who knows what will happen.
Next
week's interesting.
That's it. He's have the people in place that he knows who wants to work with, who he's probably worked with in the past and has an excellent relationship, which is built on the success of United and Chelsea, PSG to a lesser extent. So yes, I'd welcome a takeover because I think Mashiri, for like you say, for putting his money in, isn't a football man.
No, you can see why Arsenal didn't give him as much power as he wanted. No.
I think the same with Usmanov. Yeah. I think neither of them are actual football men.
No, they're not.
They're just money men.
Yeah, the money men, and you can see that the Premier League's a great investment. But I'd agree with you as well. Dave, I'd be welcome to the takeover.
There's being rich, but there's also, like I said, they're not football people. There's no intelligence behind the spending. There's no real. He's been led astray just as much as he's led others astray, and he's got involved probably because he hasn't liked the decision that the board have made, that the director of football have made and stuff like that. And I don't know if you saw my tweet earlier, but it just feels like, when the Germans bought the nuclear power plant off Mr. Burns.
Yeah.
and this shit dropping, the nuclear waste dropping into a bucket. I was like, we're really going to have a word with your director.
They want to make everything efficient, don't they, again, yeah?
It is like they sat there going, we're going to have a word with fucking Steve. We're going to have a word with Dingy.
Well,
who was the other cunt? It's Marcel Brands and Steve Walsh. I'm going to have to get them on the phone as well and see what the fuck's going on.
We've got some. I tell you what, there is some ex-managers and coaches and direct footballers who have got a boss payoff from Everton. We've paid for people's homes and villas.
We're probably still paying wages.
I know.
Some. I reckon we're still probably paying clown care. I reckon there's something in there where... No.
Shit! No. I'm not meant to say that word, am I?
No, the other fucking Benitez, I reckon we're still paying his in some form or another. Ugh. We were paying Allardyce's up until last year. Then we were paying Koeman's up until 2018, 2019.
Do you know what, though, for
we're paying fucking Martinez.
Basically, for the last 10 years, we've been a place where we're still paying ex-players off and ex-managers, and it's kind of a place where people must go, let's go to Everton, because even if we get sacked, we'll get a fucking...
Yeah, we were paying Martinez while he was still at Belgium. Well, he just started the Belgium gig and we're still paying his wage.
At the end of the day, when we think about Mashiri, let's think about the fact that last season, Martinez took him to court over his payout. And Mashiri, afterwards, was still going, I wouldn't mind having him back.
I'd have him back, yeah.
That's how mad he is, it seems.
A mad mosh.
Wow. But, what do you think? Are you happy with the fixtures? Do you want to see a takeover? Let us know in the comments. Yeah. And don't forget to press that subscribe button, eh? And if you want some Father's Day stuff, come and have a look at our site. We can put that in the description. Some deals there.
You're probably not going to get it now.
You're not going to get them before Father's Day.
It's only Thursday, but you
still got the discount. It's Everton's are.
Everton's are, yeah.
In capitals.
Yeah, you're probably not going to get it for then.
No, yeah.
I've got a couple upstairs to post out today, but no, probably if I send it to...
And we appreciate everyone who buys our stuff. We do... We're not the Galactic Empire of the Everton podcast, but we get some nice stuff out and people enjoy it.
You do look after us. And
it's always nice to see people wearing it as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Especially at the ground.
I want to be back at the ground. I've seen the fixtures now. That's it. I want August to
fine. It's going to be a messy day.
Yeah. So again, bring your smoke bombs. Don't bring your
allegedly.
Don't bring flares because they're just. They're lethal, lads.
Dave, don't bring flares.
Yeah, bring your vuvuzelas.
Yeah, remember them? What World Cup was that? South Africa?
South Africa, what, 2000
Who's remember them?
12.
Frankie Boyle said, can't wait for the next FIFA World Cup. It's like Grand Theft Auto to get to the ground.
Speaking of this World Cup, though, just before we finish, I mean, there's no games from like November to December. That's sick, isn't it?
Do you know what?
I know it's the World Cup, but I really can't be asked.
But you know what?
It's going to be one of the worst ones.
I can say this: I'm experienced at dealing with this for two reasons. I've played Football Manager, the latest version, and last year's. So when you get to November of this year, like you just nonchalantly, if anyone plays it, you press spacebar after your game, and it comes up and says your next game's like 6 days. Come on, your next game's in 54 days. You know what? What's going on? Oh, the World Cup. have to do another pre-season.
So yeah, I was going to say,
the players that don't go away, what do they do?
There's bound to be friendlies and behind closed doors games.
They're going to have to. It's going to be like having another pre-season again.
Yeah, it's weird. It's going to be a weird one. It's going to be interesting to see how the players react to it. And it's like, you know, our team's going to be in that position where, well, hang on, half the Spain side are playing in La Liga. Are they all going to get dumped out first? Or, you know, the Italian teams, are they just going to go, well, actually, I've got a league to win here. I'm just going to we're going to get knocked out early, so we can go home and go back and continue the season.
I don't know whether it's just the north of England. If anyone who's not from North of England, maybe they can help us with this. We don't give a fuck about it.
No, that's what I mean.
I think most people.
Adam Ramsdale can go for all like Jordan Pickford.
Yeah, sounds great. How did that work out the other day, boys?
Yeah.
But we don't really care about it. You probably see me wearing an Ireland top. I support Alan more than England.
How many footy shirts have I got? Do you know what I mean? How many times have I got a fucking Argentina one?
You know? I don't know if we were doing the channel then. I think we were. We just started. But remember when Colombia were playing England in the pen shootout and we come down? Me and you were cheering on Colombia. Yeah. We just signed Yerry Mina.
Yeah.
But Pickford had a good game again, didn't he? And
Mina scored.
He gets slagged off all the time. Yeah, he scored the equaliser in the last minute. Yerry Mina.
Anyway, right, we're going to go because it looks like it might rain considering it was 26 degrees before. Make sure you like and subscribe and check out falconblues.bigcartels.com for all the badges and t-shirts and shit. We're going to have loads more next season because, well, we're just trying to offload everything. So there's a big sale on at the minute, so get it while you can.
Fucking I love hawkless shaman. Like just shameless hawking. Love it. Grifters, yeah. Wheeler dealers.
That'll do.
We're not millionaires. Help us out if you've got a few quid, you know. Buy us a pint.
yeah, do that instead. Up the fucking toffees. Catch us in a bit.
Colin Chong.